Precisa de volta a mais um vídeo aqui no canal. E o vídeo de hoje eu tô empolgada. A gente pensa numa mulher empolgada, sou eu neste momento, porque a gente vai ver juntinhos, os novos gameplays de Hogwarts Legacy que lançaram hoje. Não pude ver ao vivo, obviamente, nós estávamos trabalhando, mas surgiu um tempinho agora, gente. E eu vou conferir com vocês, a gente vai conferir junto. Eu já tenho aqui, ó, a pipoquinha pra ver tudo que vai ser mostrado hoje nesse showcase. Esse é o jogo mais antecipado meu para o ano que vem. Se você é novo aqui no canal não sabe disso. Eu, inclusive, respondi hoje isso num vídeo que eu fiz de perguntas e respostas que vocês me fizeram pelo Twitter e aqui pelo YouTube, que vai ao ar ainda essa semana. Então, se você não quer perder isso, não esqueçam de se inscrever aqui no canal. Gente, compartilhem o vídeo, dê um like, comentem, porque isso realmente me ajuda muito. Se vocês puderem me dar essa força, eu agradeço demais. Então não vamos falar muito não, sabe por quê? Porque Hogwarts é mais importante do que meu falatório, não é mesmo? Bora! Meu Deus! A espada, a caixa. Eles estão mostrando muita lufa-lufa, né? Dark Wizard. Floresta proibida. Que raça? Minha casa, Sonserina. Gente, olha isso! Presta atenção.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Hogwarts Legacy Gameplay Showcase. I'm Chandler Wood, Community Manager here at Avalanche Software, and I'm honored to introduce you to our panel today. First up, we have community guest
Gente, esse cara do meio, ele deve, eu acho, no jogo, o diretor, não sei. Ele é a pessoa, olha a carinha dele de empolgado.
Game Director Alan
Two.
And Systems Designer Mackenzie Toner.
Hi.
And finally, just off-screen capturing gameplay for us, Andrew Coram. Today we'll be giving you a taste of the open world via broom flight, a deeper look at combat using the Dark Arts Battle Arena, and a look at your personalizable home within Hogwarts, the Room of Requirements, where we may even see some beasts. And we're starting right where we left off in our last gameplay showcase, just outside Hogwarts, which I love that you can walk out of the castle after walking
Gente, olha
through
isso!
everything, and then just come out here and take off on your broom out into the open world. And Alan, I know that's something that you particularly like about Hogwarts Legacy.
Tipo,
yeah, I'm a big fan of just being able to hop on the broom and go anywhere. There's something about kind of like the sensation of everything being open to you, and just the proximity that I can get to things. I love flying close to the ground, and I kind of wanted to talk about it just because I feel like you know, the brooms are fun for me, not just because of all those feelings of exhilaration, but because they're not just I have a broom and it's done. I actually kind of like some of the mechanics in it. So you see in the lower right there's a meter there, and occasionally as Andrew's kind of flying up or flying down, you might notice it draining or not. And this isn't the present day where all the broom technology is well known and advanced and que legal, gente, vai ter negócio que você tem que controlar. A tecnologia, que legal!
We're at the 11. So. Oh my goodness, I'm just so speechless right now because this is just so beautiful. The world looks so. By the way, the broom, is that like the only one, or can you like upgrade that broom?
Oh, boa pergunta.
Shop in Hogsmeade, actually a broom shop. And so
tem uma loja de vassouras. Que vai poder melhorar as vassouras e customizar.
Customize themselves based on their own aesthetic. So they're purely cosmetic, but if you talk to the shop,
só que é cosmético, não melhora nada.
They'll actually sell upgrades.
Yeah, those
upgrades.
Make it so that where normally the broom you can only fly, you can only go at max speed. It's kind of like a turbo meter down there. You can only go at max speed without the meter going down, kind of closer to the ground. And as you raise into the air,
então você só pode ir na velocidade máxima próximo do chão.
Increase that distance from the ground, and the broom owner at the sporting goods store.
Você pode fazer upgrade disso.
Is trying to perfect the broom and get better at it and know it better, and you can participate that and get better and better brooms through that.
Que legal!
That mechanic encourages you to actually explore the world and kind of stay close to the ground. It's not just a travel mechanic, point A to point B. You're not
Verdade.
high over everything.
Dueling is a main drink against enemy.
As well, there's lots to
Caramba, tem tipo uns
explore on the ground,
acampamentos.
keeping you down at the ground
And to me,
level.
it feels like it's got this kind of surfing vibe over the.
Like I'm just like.
Ou
I
seja, ao
wanna
redor de
smash
Hogwarts
the
é
I
meio
want to go to the mountaintop,
pesado.
the forest, and to that hamlet, or well, I don't know. That's how it's called. I think that's what it is.
No, it's awesome. We're actually gonna land here, and I feel like that you call it a hamlet is just perfect, just because that's what we refer to it as. And so we all know from lore that Hogsmeade is the only all wizarding village within Britain. But we wanted other opportunities to kind of meet other characters out here and to kind of populate the landscape. So it's
Que
not just kind
legal!
of barren as you leave out this direction and that direction. And so we just imagine these different dwellings, these different smaller locations that wizards might live in out in the Scottish Highlands. And so it's those, and so we refer to those as hamlets, and they're opportunities. To
Gente, que
learn
roupa
those
bonita que
different
tá, né?
stories,
Elegante,
how
né?
those different locations have kind of like learned to live, what their relationships are with characters at Hogsmeade and Hogwarts. And so they're both
legal,
quest opportunities
velho.
out here and a chance to kind of get to know more of the area.
Ou seja, vão ter quests com personagens de
And you
Hogsmeade.
also notice on the mini-map like lots of little icons, and each one of those represent gameplay in the hamlets
Ai,
that you can
gente, olha isso,
participate in.
véi.
You know, whether it's a vendor or different puzzles and challenges or different secrets that exist. Each one of those icons are different opportunities for gameplay. And you'll notice that same thing as we venture out into the open world as well. So when you go out into the open world and you see those icons, whether they're on the mini-map or on your map,
Onde você
or
se open
off in the
world?
distance, those things are opportunities
No.
to say, like, I want to increase my inventory capacity. They're puzzles left behind by old ruins, you know, that you can solve that actually grant you those. If you see ruins off in the
Ok, então tem puzzles pra aumentar, pra fazer upgrade, parece, né?
And learn about your ancient magic. And as you kind of encounter different enemies dotted on the landscape, sometimes those characters, like
butterbeer?
poachers or dark wizards, might be hoarding different magical resources that are valuable to you as you're playing the game. So each one has kind of like a way to connect to our gameplay loops and provide different opportunities.
Gente, tá muito fashion esse bruxo, sério.
I mean, I right away want to just cover all of those points on the map, just like going over it.
O Flu, né? Pode
Flown on a
Flu.
broom already, but there is something that we haven't done so far, and that is getting on our flying mount. We're gonna hop on our Onyx Hippogriff here. The Onyx Hippogriff is our pre-order bonus.
Oh my god, it just like pops out of the.
Eu não sabia que tinha Hippogriff no pre-order. Yes, yes, yes!
Yeah, as a hippogriff, you can totally ride it like a ground mount, and you can lift off into the air. And we tried to make sure that each of those interactions, so the broom's really good.
Olha,
between that top
já que a
speed,
pessoa tá te vendo, eu quero
kind of
inimigo ali.
traveling the world as quickly as possible. But sometimes it's really nice to get on the hippogriff because of that ground speed or those transitions. And sometimes it just feels amazing just to be riding around.
Eu imagino que o Hippogriff vai ser só pra fora, né? Tipo, dentro do castelo de Hogwarts, será?
I don't know, it's a great feeling being on it, and it's a great
o
feeling
trilho.
managing those transitions, kind of going from run to fly, and just being able to go wherever you want.
Gente, até minha pipoca caiu.
That each one of these things that you can
Inimigos
interact
ali.
have a unique identity and a reason for being.
And oh my god, like I see the different like areas, like a swampy area. By the way, can you go to like entire map anywhere you go? There are regions that are like blocked from you?
Yeah,
or,
as soon as you, there's kind of a moment where the world kind of opens up to you outside of Hogwarts as a
Ou
student,
seja,
and right from that moment.
não é
early
desde o
on in the
início vai
game,
poder
you can
nessas
go
áreas, vai
wherever
precisa dar um
So
pouquinho,
you
né?
might find more difficult challenges in different areas, and you'll see different
legal,
spots as
velho.
you're moving around, like you mentioned the swamp. But there, we have got like a coast, and we've got different types of environments out in the world, just to kind of
Que lindo,
help your
velho.
experience, reward you for exploring, keep things fresh. All those things exist as we're moving around.
So cool. And I love that windmill. It's like so rustic. Like I keep forgetting that this is like 1800s. Like, even though we've never really
1800s.
seen before. Like it feels so authentic. Like it's part of it.
Yeah, I love this vista too, and I'm gonna have Andrew stop here. We're gonna use a bit of dev magic to change the seasons. Actually,
Oh, vamos dar as estações, gente.
covered in snow.
Yes. Yes, please. I love snow.
Ah!
Well, maybe.
This is so beautiful. Oh my goodness.
Meu Deus, gente! Eu quero chorar!
Oh my god, it changes the landscape like completely. Oh my god. Does it have like actual like gameplay impact? Like impact?
Eu quero saber se impacta o gameplay.
Or is it like it's just the weather of Scotland?
Yeah, we really use it as a narrative marker.
Marcador de narrativa.
So as you're progressing through your
Ah, as ruínas ali,
it's important
gente.
for us to kind of like have those moments that kind of felt like when you're reading the books or watching the movies where, you know, you'll see kind of like the title card, winter, and now the landscape has changed and you're really feeling those
Eu tô apaixonada.
passage of time while you're a student, you know, going
Desse é tipo
through
aquelas bolas de basquete na afiação.
I think we wanted to duplicate that, and for me, it's really fun that it's not just on the outside, which I agree. I think it looks really beautiful.
O castelo vai estar decorado
But
então,
within
gente,
the
pra...
school as well.
Tá merda,
There are
véi.
moments like when it reaches certain holidays or things like that, where
Ou seja, vai Halloween, Christmas.
holidays, and the school reacts to holidays, and you see the decorations around those environments change. That really.
Velho, eu vou
helps
ficar um ano jogando esse jogo, ponto, mãe. Ano que vem você vai jogar Hogwarts Legacy, tá, gente? The Ayra Wars, the winner is Hogwarts Legacy, aceita.
Seasons, those kind of vibe things. Like we have a day-night cycle, and that day-night cycle, even though similarly, like it's largely about vibe when you go into Hogsmeade.
Ok, as asas estão batendo nas árvores, né? Mas. Ok. Indivíduo, não.
And there's just candlelight and students kind of like as you're walking through the halls. But in that day-night cycle is where we've kind of.
Essa é a casa. Não, essa é a casa do Hagrid.
You know, whether or not you can collect them or whether or not you can interact.
A
with
música,
them,
gente.
that are a little bit
30 horas de
restricted by
música, tá? Que esse jogo tem.
And I love Andrew's flying up here, really high up on the hippogriff. And we're just looking at this view of Hogwarts in the distance.
Olha
It's
isso,
absolutely
gente.
beautiful. It's part of what I love most about flying around in this game, whether it's on a hippogriff or on the broom.
No, I mean, you talk about going anywhere.
Toda casinha fala que é a casa do Hagrid, mas essa não é, não tá com cara.
I still can't get over, like, no matter, I played this so much, but I still can't get over the fact that I can see Hogwarts out there, and there's just something beautiful about knowing that all of the things inside of it, the classrooms, the students, the professors.
Eu me pergunto se esses acampamentos, né, com inimigos é meio tipo igual ao Ghost of Tsushima. Se você limpa eles são limpos pra sempre, ou vibes tipo Assassin's Creed, que voltam inimigos depois. Bichos!
One space is still exciting to me.
Charging Mongrel with the Pulso.
I'm
Mongrel?
speechless right now. It's just
Bicho que é esse?
beautiful. It's just, oh my God.
As much as we want to spend a lot more time out here just flying around, experiencing the world, I think this is a great opportunity to switch over to combat. And last time we gave you kind of an intro to
Combate, gente,
combat.
estou
This time we're
interessado.
gonna really go,
Tinha que
a lot
você
more
me
of a
chama pra
deep
esse tipo de
dive
evento.
on,
Eu ia
Dark
super
Arts
adorar, eu ia
Battle Arena,
brilhar.
part of our deluxe edition. All right, Andrew's got us.
Como é que é
in the
Deluxe
Forbidden
Edition?
Dark Arts Battle Arena, which is part of our deluxe edition. All right, Andrew's got us
Oh.
using the dark combat. This time we're going to really go a lot more of a deep dive on using the Dark Arts Battle Arena, which is part of our deluxe edition.
Ou seja, essa Dark,
Andrew's
se aquela
got us
Battle
in the
Arena é só
Forbidden Forest,
pra...
which is where the Dark Arts
Deluxe
Battle Arena
Edition?
is.
Aí, galera.
Deluxe and digital deluxe edition. I love the way that the Dark Arts Battle Arena is actually,
Microtransactions. Já começou. Falou que não ia ter, hein? Falou que não ia ter.
Choosing an option from the main menu of the game or something like that.
Reason to go to the Forbidden Forest.
Exactly. There are many reasons to go to the Forbidden Forest, but he's also wearing
Legal.
the Dark Arts cosmetic set, and here he's pulling out the Thestral, which is part of that Dark Arts pack from the
Ou
Deluxe.
seja, também tá no Deluxe Pack.
We're going full Dark Arts here.
That's good. That's
Não gostei dos microtransactions não, tá, gente? Não falou que não ia ter.
It is a great place to show off really combat in a big way because it unlocks some interesting abilities for you and allows you to really play around with combat in a deep
Esse
way.
cogumelo tá muito legal, gente. A gente, na boa, não ia ficar andando com esse bicho. Nossa senhora, nossa floresta, Deus me
So
livre.
in the base game, we have 2 combat arenas normally, and so everyone has access to those. And each of the combat arenas are an opportunity to kind of just go through a difficult combat challenge, fight through multiple waves, in order to earn a different cosmetic for your character and add that to your collection. In the case of that's no different than the Dark Arts.
Fight waves in this battle arena with unforgivable curses! Avada Kedavra, Imperio, Crucio, Blessing Curse, Confringo, eu não sei qual que é essa, Confringo. In addition to their unique and devastating effects, unfavorable curses break through all shield charms. Ou seja, não tem como você se proteger de uma...
One of the
Esqueci,
things that we're excited
unforgivable
about the Dark Arts
charms.
Battle Arena that people can do is you come in
Imperdoáveis, né? Feitiços, magias imperdoáveis, não lembro.
The unforgivable curses are something that everyone's going to have
Maldição
access to
imperdoável.
in the base game and going to be able to earn, and they can make choices in order to kind of like add that to their repertoire. And they can
Ou
also
seja, você vai
strip
poder...
that down with certain talents.
Eu tenho 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 vezes 4, 24. Correto? 26 até agora.
Things like that. When you play the Dark Arts Combat Arena,
Wow.
you actually have access to all those things as kind of like a way to test them all. And so it's a chance to kind of like tour and play with the Dark Arts. and
Essa
decide
arena é
whether
tipo
or not that
uma
is a
área de
path
treinamento,
that you
né?
kind of want to go down. But yeah, everyone has the same ability to explore the Dark Arts. This is just kind of like a way of previewing.
And again, a great place for us
Ou
to
seja,
show off combat.
Você não precisa ir nessa arena para usar Dark Arts, mas isso é uma forma de treinamento. Eu imagino que nas outras arenas não seja possível treinar com Dark Arts, né?
In general, so I think we're gonna jump in here. Andrew's gonna start
R2
battling, and
são-
we can start talking about everything you're seeing on the screen.
All right. Oh, they just about the cadavers.
What the hell?
We're starting off strong.
Oh my god.
Que isso, véi?
Oh my god. That's so cool.
Ou seja,
Yeah, so that you'll notice right away, like when we used Avada Kedavra, that guy's health bar went from instant to 0, and we really are trying to honor the way Avada Kedavra works in the game, even in some pretty extreme situations. You'll notice that like the meter takes up a lot longer to
Yeah, a little
kind of
cooldown.
build up as a way to kind of deal with.
Ele é Sonserina!
It's still fun to use.
Por que o
and
Dark
there's
Arts é com
some
Sonserina?
ways
Isso é
that
mó
we'll probably talk
marmelada,
about
velho.
to adjust that. But I don't know. I don't know if there are things on the screen that you just have questions about.
Well, like I see like little blue things pop up.
O negócio é que eles não te atacam, é um de cada vez, né? Sei lá.
Well, it's like so in the community we call it the ancient magic.
What the hell?
That's how it's called
Yeah.
in the game.
So the
So
community
Avada
is a-
Kedavra?
on the development
Ah, tem
side,
tipo um
and
tempo pra você poder usar, né? Ah, tá. Então você tem que escolher qual que você usa.
But it is ancient magic.
That is, yeah. So as your abilities in the game keep growing and you become exposed to some of the secrets about your own,
Ah, muito bom,
your own abilities, you start unlocking new powers. So one of those powers, you'll see the R1 button appearing throughout the game. That's an ancient magic throw, we call it, that allows you to kind of like draw an object to you and fling it at an enemy.
Okay.
But whenever you see the R1 or the L1 plus R1 appear over somebody's head, that's an ability to cast a very devastating and powerful magic spell to do a ton of damage against the character.
I see.
And
Ah,
the
ok,
way that
então são os dois.
manifests
Ah, tá,
itself,
que legal,
depends on
parry,
the
né?
enemy that you're fighting. And you'll see a wide variety of enemies in here that are pressuring the player in different ways. You'll notice there's abilities that kind of bubble up under the player as he's fighting that force him to move. And there's different ways that we want the player to kind of move around on the battlefield. And that's actually a good link to the ancient magic meter in general. And the reason why I say that is because as you're doing different things in combat, you're Portegoing. And you're
Ok, eu gostaria que, tá vendo, aquele cara do lado atacasse ele ali, tá vendo? Parece que cada um espera a hora de atacar.
faster. But one of the most effective ways
Isso é meio
to
ruim.
build up that meter fast, that way you can launch these devastating attacks whenever you want to, is to actually perform combos. So you see that combo appearing. And it's almost like your emotions are building up, and then basically that builds up enough that you
Okay.
can attack someone. But as the combo meter builds up, at some point you strike someone and a piece of their magic kind of falls out of them. You'll see the blue orbs in the
Como
game
assim?
world.
Opa,
And that's
ó.
something that only you can see in the narrative, in the world. And it's another reason to move around.
Oh, não tem proteção contra Dark Magic, né? Ah, aperta R2 vai pro lado, né? Muda a rodinha.
As we're playing.
We're talking a lot about spells and magic here, but I think there's another huge component of combat, and that is the
Essas parecem encher mais rápido.
to combat as well. To kind of
Então parece aquela de proteção, aquela de trazer. Ah, entendi.
a lot about what's going on with the plants.
Legal, legal os mágicos, hein?
The tools are really interesting because they're basically like a prior investment. So you can bring the potions and the plants that you grow in the Room of Requirement to combat to essentially kind of help you defeat enemies a lot quicker and more efficiently. So some of the tools that you'll see here are like the rock skin potion. So that is something that basically covers your skin in this like rocky material that reduces the
Oh,
incoming
hit
damage.
the troll with his own bolt. Ah, tem o negócio, defeat enemy with Ah, então tem dois negócios, né?
Just destroying.
Caramba. A Vera Cadáver, galera, já era, parece, viu?
Obviously, we have the Wig and Will potion as well, which increases your health. And then we have the focus potion. So when Alan talks about having to balance Avada Kedavra with a long cooldown, because obviously it's an instant kill, one thing that you could do
Ah, é verdade, que
is
essa o cooldown dela.
will increase how quickly
Ah,
your
as
cooldown.
poções, que legal!
There's so much like versatility.
Ai, gente, para! Para com isso, eu estou pirando! A mágica saindo dele, que ele fala.
And the troll makes him move around too, looks like.
And I love that our plants are violent.
Yes, and so that's like when we're talking about the setup of the
Cacete!
arena, you also have plants that you can fight with. And so we have things like the venomous tentacula that you can put down and it acts like a turret and it just kind of shoots enemies around the battlefield.
That is so
Sempre tem uma animaçãozinha bonitinha pra Avada Kedavra, né? E ela é verde, igual no livro, é legal isso.
So it's super important to us that there were these like multiple ways. And so you can see there's a ton of different things that you can use. The mandrake is one, so you can pull it out and it stuns with its like piercing cry these enemies in a radius.
Que legal, velho.
Another thing I want to call
Agora eu
out,
tô curtindo esse combate, velho, mais do que antes.
these dueling feats, which I love.
Tá vendo? Mas esse
because
cara
I love
podia te atacar, tá vendo? É isso que eu tô te falando. Eu acho que a inteligência artificial dos bichinhos ainda não tô tão feliz com ela, não. Mas tá legal, tipo, as formas de combate, sabe? Usar as plantas e os feitiços.
But we also want to have some things over here that may
Ow,
make
Harry!
certain plants or certain potions or block more or
Yeah, we mentioned the field guide challenges in the prior stream, and the field guide challenges, this is the way that the field guide manifests like challenges for you to do in combat. And
Jumping
exactly to your
cabbage.
point, we just wanted a way to encourage players to explore the different systems, to help them decide, to just kind of practice with them and explore what they want to do. Because there really are so many
Isso é legal, hein?
push talents. When you see the green X's on the characters,
Right.
and that's kind of through your talents you can unlock this kind of cursing mechanic that sort of like links the fates of these different characters on the battlefield. That way, as you get as you're cursing different characters, they all begin sharing damage. And so we have things like Avada Kedavra, which is the insta-kill, but if you curse everyone before you insta-kill this one guy, they can all drop dead for that kind of ultimate Voldemort fantasy.
Oh,
And so,
wow!
there are dark arts fantasies, there's fantasies about being more of a defense.
Aperta aí, olha um, pô.
Things like that.
Ah, que legal! Você deu outra segura. Ah, para, véi!
And we can also spec into our potions and plants to make them more powerful and more efficacious. So it's all about which type of player you feel like you are and whether or not you want to play with prep on the fly.
Tá vendo? Que a inteligência artificial. O cara tá paradão? A inteligência artificial tá um
so
pouco.
cool because like it's like I see so much like going on the stream, just so much complexity, and I want to just try it myself, like which style works best. I mean, I feel like it's the dark arts is going to be the easiest route, but I
Restart
really-
challenge or return to
be honest,
Highlands.
it feels like much more powerful than just.
Curti.
Yeah.
And speaking of plants and potions, we're going to be putting the dark arts away, put those unforgivable curses away, and heading to the Room of Requirement, which is your home within Hogwarts, a personalizable space that actually has some
Você consegue
utility as well,
personalizar?
where you get to brew things and grow things and also care for some beasts.
A menina ficou empolgada.
Andrew's got us in
Tipo
the
eu.
Room of Requirement, wearing, we kind of went
Para.
casual mode on the outfit here, wearing a nice
Para,
jumper.
velho, que isso é o jogo.
And I think that's a good jumping off point for the personalization of the space as well. Not
Caralho,
just
que
your
lindo,
character
véi.
and the visuals of your character, but actually this space is a place that you can make your own.
Yeah, it was super important to us that this space really did feel like your reflection as a wizard. So you can change
Olá,
the
4 minutos.
architecture in here.
What?
Different
Como
themes.
assim você pode
throughout,
mudar a arquitetura?
Starkly different themes to really just hammer home that this is yours. You
Oh
can
my
change-
God! What? This is beautiful. We never expected that.
Ah, meu Deus!
That's the thing is not only can you change the architecture here, but you can actually conjure little objects into this space, as you can see. So
A gente tipo The
there's,
Sims em Hogwarts, sabe
statues that
assim?
you can do, and ornaments, and tables, and rugs, and just a bunch of little things that really flesh out the space and bring it to life.
Oh my goodness! Because like we have.
E você pega isso
such an
com
idea that those
colecionáveis
places
ao
do
no
stuff, that's
redor?
what you change, but you can do all of this. Where do you even get this stuff? Like, there's a furniture store.
É boa
Yeah, so
pergunta.
we call them conjurations. And the conjuration recipes can be purchased at Tomes and Scrolls in Hogsmeade. But also as you engage in different types of gameplay throughout the world, you'll be rewarded
Ou seja, você pode comprar.
So cool. And you change
ou
color.
ver.
You can change the color, you can change the size of it, and you can place it basically anywhere.
Oh my god, it's so tiny. It's like
Ai,
a
gente,
baby
para,
nipple.
véi.
And I love how the system too is designed. It's not mechanical; it's immersive, and so you get the magical effect of conjuring it in, and you're actually doing this in the world as your character, but
Gigante, véi.
blended like that gameplay
Porra, não é só essa salinha, não. Tem uma salinha lá embaixo.
design of personalizing
Oh
the
my
space.
god, like, and I love the animation, how it like appears, you know, like it's not just like there, it's like, it almost like it apparates.
It is really quite beautiful, and that was the thing, is we wanted that to look really nice because
Imagina o Dev que fez a decoração dessa sala.
It's
E o cara tá agora,
kinetic
tipo,
and
mudando
it's
tudo,
really
tipo.
cool. We really wanted to nail that whimsy into the space. Another thing that I wanted to discuss is that not only can you like conjure things and you can change their look, but you can do that with the utility objects as well. So you can see that we have planting pots and potion stations, and you can change the look of those as well. And these are the
Então,
areas
nossa,
where,
mas
as we
ok.
mentioned previously, you'll be growing your
Ai, que
plants, you'll be
bonito.
growing your potions.
Right.
So while you're also
Caralho, velho, que legal.
doing these like kind of nurturing based activities, this is also the space where you would bring your gear to be identified and gear to have like traits put on it, which I believe Alan can talk to.
Yeah, we keep bringing up appearance and how it looks, and on a, like
Gente, imagina
in
você.
the game,
Nossa,
you
imagina
can
o final do
look
jogo,
like
tanto vai estar
anything you
incrível.
want, whenever you want to. But the player will be finding different types of gear, that we call it, as you progress through the game. And
Tipo de
essentially,
gear?
you just know that clothes and different items in the Wizarding world can have different magical properties. And as you
Então pode fazer
as you explore,
upgrade.
as you adventure, and as you defeat enemies, you're going to be finding different pieces of gear that have different abilities.
Então você vai poder trazer equipamentos aí.
In your journey and are a major part of you
Que
kind of
legal,
growing as a
velho.
wizard and advancing as a wizard.
Ô, gente, tá bonito demais isso aí.
And not all the time, whenever you get a new piece of gear, you don't necessarily know exactly what it does. And so there is a station inside of the room of requirement that you can conjure. It's one of the first things you conjure, called an identification station, where you can actually bring that
Oh,
gear
velho,
that
pra você
you're
identificar
uncertain
as
about
gears.
and learn
Puta que
what it
pariu, que
is.
incrível, velho.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And then as the space advances even further, and the space will eventually grow its own rooms, and you're going to get new.
O negócio vai criando mais salas, mais você tem mais espaço.
Ah,
meu Deus!
Expands. Eventually, you're going to earn what we see here, which is called a loom. And when you set up a loom, it's an ability to essentially customize exactly which magical properties are on your gear and take any piece of gear and adjust.
Caralho, como assim você pode colocar uma propriedade mágica nas suas.
And I mentioned earlier that you can make anything look like anything. The collection of appearances, we call it, or cosmetics, we've been referring to it in this stream. Those types of things you can use.
Você pode customizar tudo, velho.
To any other look. So
Ou seja, você pode fazer isso pra colocar o veneno, né? O negócio pra veneno, o antídoto.
You can just put some ability
Protego. Ai, cara, é tipo como se fossem os amuletos, né?
And appearances you can edit whenever you want in the gear screen. The loom is specifically about applying traits and applying larger upgrades that just kind of grant you greater statistical advantage or give you really specific abilities that will blend in nicely with where you're trying to go with your combat fantasy or talents and things like that.
Que não seja negócio de tipo Horizon, né, velho? De upgrade, pelo amor de Deus.
Where does that come from?
Yeah, and so you'll notice that the ingredients that are used to add traits and to upgrade your gear are based around beasts. So this is where we get into the beast care section, which is inside this vivario. Kind of bigger space on the inside idea. And so you can see here we have a couple of beasts out. We have a grapple,
A música, gente.
and a niffler, and a neasel as well. So quite a variety.
Oh my god, he's just like...
Então você vai trazendo as bestas pra aí. Os monstros, as bestas.
Oh my god, they're together. Oh, that's so cute.
They're adorable. And so part of beast care is
meu...
but feeding them too. And so once you do those things, that's when they feel safe enough that they'll give you their magical ingredients. So mooncalf fur, niffler fur, etc. That can then be used in your gear.
That is like so like intuitive because like you know that makes sense because when you touch the animals you get some fur leftovers. That's so. Oh my god.
Yeah, and we really want to hammer home the fact that this is like a home that you're making for them. So in the overland, you can find these beast dens and rescue these beasts. Part of doing so is
Tá, você faz o trabalho de Peta, mas ó, mano, de Luísa Mel. Luísa Mel, você é a Luísa Mel de Hogwarts.
In addition to be able to care for beasts, you can actually conjure things in this space as well.
The house, the cottage.
Yeah, right. And so we have like a lot of little ornaments in this area, and a lot of them are really cosmetic, but they look really cool. Again, it's the personalization of this space.
Oh my goodness, no, this is like, I'm gonna spend 8
Gente, que jogo com detalhe, velho. Eu tô chocada.
designing this whole area to personalize. This is like cool. It's like you have this little play area, like a personalized fish tank, so to say, just for the creatures. I love it.
Yeah, no, totally. And there's like a decoration aspect, but there's also, we were saying inside as well, is there's a utility aspect to it too. So as you progress in the game and you're able to purchase more conjurations, you're able to speed up your process. So one of them, for example, is the food processor, which allows for the beast in the space to automatically get feed, so you don't have to do it manually.
Gente, porra, velho. Tipo uma fazendinha, né? É The Sims, com Luísa Mel, com Animal Crossing, sei lá.
You'll see here, yeah. So you can, there's a bunch of toys in it, and each beast has their own favorite toys. So as you can imagine, the moon calf really likes the moon ball, or the Neasel, as like a little cat, really likes to chase the yarn ball as well.
Right.
And they're super cute.
Cadê o... Eu quero, mas eu quero ver... Ah, pá! Não, gente!
What I really wanted to hammer
Que
home, is that
gracinha!
the world is a dangerous place. And so by going and rescuing these beasts and bringing them back here and caring for them, you're really helping them out. There's poachers in the overland.
Seria muito legal se você fosse tipo Scamander, sabe? Algum
So instead,
parente
you're
dele.
caring for them. You're giving them a home.
Oh my god, this Raphorn is just gigantic. But he looks like my dog. My dog's right now, for sure.
Raphorn.
You could actually name them as well. So like your dog.
So getting back into that personalization, you know, yeah, we didn't want you to just like throw in, oh, here's a Graphorn in here, like. This
Ai,
can be
velho, dá pra dar
named
nome, mas vai ser
whatever
Brahma, deu o
you
cachorro.
choose
Pronto,
about
aceita.
the name
Tá vendo Brahma? Quase, gente.
The good name.
You know, we've created this really nice space, and
Oh,
you
gente.
can get additional vivariums, correct, to different kind of aesthetics and looks to where you're keeping your beasts and caring for them.
Progression is a big part of this space as well. So as you progress through the story, you will unlock more vivariums. So as you can see, this one's quite meadow themed, big, open, bright, but there's other ones.
Eu vou jogar The Sims depois desse negócio.
And it's really a visual effect to, and more space for your beast.
Oh, so it's like those, so when we're inside the room requirement, there's like on the left, there's that moon glow from one entrance and then some shrubbery going on in the right. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep, that's exactly it.
Ah, oh, you put trees in here too. Oh my goodness.
And another thing with the beast care that I think is great, you know, tying back to this same kind of thing that you did with like the broom, where the broom is not just a method of travel, it's actually built in and integrated into the world. In the same way, like beast care isn't just this added element. You're not just throwing it on top. There's really this like narrative and integration to
everything connects. So as you progress through the missions, you'll expand the space. As you earn resources, you'll go into Hogsmeade and use them to unlock the gameplay here and unlock new conjurations.
Caralho,
and
velho.
play around with in the open world. It's in those different environments, like the different combat and conflicts and bandit camps and different things like that exist in the overland. Those things are what hold recipes that exist in the loom. So all these things have a way of connecting. Moonstone.
Nossa, velho, já me vejo explorando tudo desse mundo.
Forgeables are used for recipes. So really everything's like a cycle and keeps you coming back. But even with the story that's being told too, I think people know who Poppy is and that she has a particular affinity for beasts. Yeah, I mean, I think everything we're seeing here, you're going to be venturing out into the world, and this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, even of kind of like your interactions with beasts in that narrative. So you bringing up Poppy, there are more kind of mysteries to discover and things to discover out in the world.
that have to do with her and that have to do with caring for beasts. And so different characters have their own stuff.
Eu já quero fazer minha aula de trato de criaturas
make this
mágicas.
all just kind of the beginning of your journey.
Well, we could spend hours in here, but we're gonna have to end the stream now. What do you think about what you've seen today?
I mean, I'm just so blown away by how beautiful it looks. The open world seems so detailed, and there's so many things to do. And like
Nossa,
the
eu
combat,
amei.
we're gonna
Eu
have to
amei.
spend, like,
Sério, você não me
2 weeks
perguntou,
or
mas eu
more
estou
just
falando.
breaking
Eu
it
amei.
down by pieces. There's just so much to this world. Like, I'm so happy you guys did this overall gameplay.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We've
É só um tiquinho, gente.
discover and find on your own. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Hogwarts Legacy is available for pre-order now. It releases February 10th with 72-hour early access for owners of the Collector's, Deluxe, and
Eu
Digital
vou pegar a
Deluxe
Deluxe Edition.
Edition.
Quero nem
We'll wrap
saber.
things up, but first we've got a little surprise for you.
Oh, I love
Bye.
surprises. Essa sala do diretor? Ou sala... Ou acaba... Eu estou arrepiada. What? É tipo vibes diário de Tom Riddle. Caramba, velho. Caramba, caramba, caramba. Galera, eu tenho que ir. Porque eu tenho que trabalhar agora. Mas que incrível, maravilhoso. Amei. O hype que já tava lá no alto foi pra PQP nesse momento. Se você ficou até aqui, obrigado pela sua companhia assistindo esse incrível showcase que foi agora. Eu vou ter que assistir, gente, porque é muita informação, mas... Galera, se você não é inscrito no canal, não se esqueçam de se inscrever. Deixem aqui os comentários. E ó, se você não viu o The Ayra Awards, eu vou deixar pra vocês linkado pra vocês poderem assistirem. Se hoje for seu aniversário, parabéns! Um beijo grande, me contem como está o hypômetro de vocês para Hogwarts Legacy, porque o meu já explodiu há muito tempo. Galera, um beijo muito grande pra vocês. Obrigado quem ficou até aqui agora. Se inscreva quem não é inscrito. Até o próximo vídeo. Tchau, tchau.